Welcome back to another episode of the Blue Ridge Bonfire podcast. We have got a very special guest, a member of BROG history here. Adam just came in from the West Coast. If you follow him on Instagram, Overland History, then you know that he came in at just below the speed of light. He made great time.
Oh yeah.
Yes, law enforcement.
Daddy rolls.
Yeah, law enforcement in a straight line from Virginia going
Right.
west.
Well,
Just said, what was that?
right. Yep.
Yeah. But so yeah, Adam, you left BROG in February of 2020, which,
Right.
in hindsight was a wild time.
A very wild time
But
because
tell us what you've been up to since then.
oh geez. Yeah, we'll start there. So left here February 2020 and moved out to Prescott, Arizona for a new job opportunity working for MaxTrax US. As their business development guy. And, being that I got out there 2 weeks before COVID began, 2 weeks before like the world, shut down, it was a wild time because one, you're in a brand new place. You don't know anybody. You have no friends or anything. So I didn't have a place to live because everything for rent out there was just getting, rented so quick or bought up really quickly. So literally had to, first 3 days, I think I stayed in a hotel. The next 3.5 months I spent in Airbnbs until I could actually find something to rent.
Wow.
Because rentals were just going so quickly. Reason being is a lot of Californians are moving into the area because it's a nice area to live.
Yeah, and if
probably a
you were
little bit
working from
cheaper.
home,
Right, exactly.
peace out.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So, it took me a couple months to find places to rent and, finally luckily found one. And the interesting thing is I packed up a lot of my stuff into a U-Haul pod container from, here and shipped it out there and it never arrived. So all of my stuff got lost somewhere in the way, between here and Prescott, Arizona. Never saw it again. Had to file a claim. That was interesting. So, isolation, new job, no friends, in a town that's pretty much just been shut down. So it was a wild time for the first, 6 months of being there.
Or not wild, for that matter.
Yeah, exactly. No, it was actually kind of boring and interesting.
I don't know. They probably should have shut down the liquor stores for me. I don't know what I would
Oh, they
do.
definitely didn't shut those down anywhere.
I mean,
You can visit Adam's website, the Airbnbs at Prescott.
Exactly.
He has in-depth reviews. of
Right,
every
exactly.
single-
Yeah. But yeah, it was a wild time, moving out there and, eventually kind of things opened up a little bit more. And, Prescott's a beautiful area to live. It's kind of the melting pot of like off-road, the trail access. You can drive 3 miles out of town. You're in national forest. You've got a ton of BLM land out there. Really for trail access, it's the place to be, in the country. It's beautiful. It's a mile high. So you're up a little higher in the summertime. So it's a little cooler than being
the
down
Green
in the
Valley,
valley.
Arizona is really nice. That
Yeah.
whole region is. The weather is so much better there than it is in the rest of Arizona.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
rest
you
of
But I
go
mean, you
just a
still
little
get
further south. It gets real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, but you still get 4 seasons in Prescott.
Yeah.
So it
Oh,
wasn't
so,
a crazy transition. Going from Virginia to Arizona. So it's still pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Nice.
yeah, it's been a good time out there.
It's a pretty area for sure.
Yeah, so was working for MaxTrax US for about 1.5 years out there. Kind of left that, started working for actually Summit 4x4 company, great bunch of guys out there.
MaxTrax sold, right?
Correct. So a company called Claris bought them.
Claris, okay.
Claris now owns Rhino Rack. They own Black Diamond. They own MaxTrax US. Or
Black
actually,
Diamond,
MaxTrax Australia.
like the clothing company,
Correct.
climbing company.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
So the old
Yeah,
Chevard
back
equipment,
in-
the old Chenard equipment.
Yep.
Old C
Yeah,
baby
yeah,
in the
yeah,
middle
Chen-
of the diamond.
yeah,
Right?
Chenard
Do they still have that?
What's that?
There's still a C in the middle of the diamond
No,
on.
they got rid of that.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah.
That's
Chenard
fine.
equipment, and then they split, and he went with Patagonia.
Patagonia, yeah. And
then
he sold
Black
it to the
Diamond
employees, yeah. Yeah.
And if
Which
it's
makes
Chenard,
it
he's
really
not.
good.
He's not in it anymore, is he?
No, it hasn't
Yeah,
been for a million years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not since it was Black Diamond.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Back then it was, like I said, Chenard equipment, and then it split Patagonia. And,
Yeah,
and
and
then
then-
they used
and
to
then-
have, but they had the C in the middle of the diamond
For a long time, yeah.
Right.
as kind of paying homage
Maybe if you think about it,
to the roots.
because the diamond is inside of a bigger diamond, and there is kind of like that arrow looking thing, so there kind of still is a C.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Anyway.
look at the logo.
Yeah,
you might be right though.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to digress.
Oh, no, it's all good.
That's what we do.
To-
Right. Let's find a
to
tangent.
gear
Let's go off
history,
of there
I
and
didn't mean to-
we're gonna reel it back in.
uh,
Yeah, I mean it's Prescott's been a great area and being out there working for MaxTrax was a lot of fun. Getting to go to events. I didn't get to travel as much during that time because it was still a lot of
Because
COVID
there's no
kind of
place to go.
stuff. Exactly, there weren't a lot of events going on. Left there, started working for Summit 4x4 for a while, and then left there and actually started working for a water drilling company for a little while. Interesting enough. I don't know if I told you that story.
Drilling company?
Yeah, water well drilling.
Okay.
Interesting.
So what did you do for a drilling company?
I was running their pump trucks and doing domestic well stuff and stuff like that. It was kind of like a filler job until my current position opened up.
Okay.
Which I'm now working for Rhino Rack, and Max Tracks US is their Southwest Regional Sales Manager. So my territory covers Southern California, Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico, and probably half of Texas.
Oh my gosh.
So I've got a lot of territory now.
Yeah.
A lot of places to,
So do you drive the little car around?
No, I actually just got a company vehicle. It's a
I
Ford
saw
Ranger.
that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I did see
Yeah,
that.
so the Ford Ranger,
Yeah.
it's a great truck, and I really enjoy driving it, but I think it's going away pretty soon for a Ford Bronco, is I think what they're going to get.
Oh,
So I'm pretty
okay.
excited about that. I'm begging for a Sasquatch package. I'm like, please.
Oh,
I live in Arizona, please.
At the least, yeah.
Please make it happen. So, yeah, hopefully that happens sooner than later, but I enjoy the Ranger. It's a great little truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why my wife has been kind of hot on a Ranger recently.
So I think the one that I have has the 2.7 liter turbo in it.
Yeah.
It scoots. It's got
Yeah.
10-speed trans in it.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
impressive.
It's a banger, huh?
And that
Yeah.
10-speed, Ford has that figured out. Because
Oh,
they
yeah.
did a bunch of stuff, and it is an impressive transmission.
Well, anything 10-speed is just the way to go.
Assuming that they hold.
Sure.
Maybe you can keep them together.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, I mean, I enjoy
Nice.
driving that little truck. It's a great company vehicle, and
yeah.
I obviously love road tripping because I road
Right,
tripped
yeah.
all the way here from
Yeah.
Arizona. So
Yeah.
having that much territory is you're not going to hear a complaint from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I always like to drive for sure.
oh yeah. So yeah, I bombed out here from Prescott in 2 days. I left Prescott 3 a.m. Monday morning. Got into Little Rock, Arkansas at just before 10 p.m. So that was 1,285 miles, 16 hours and 50 minutes, and that's an average of 76.3 miles per hour.
Wow, with stops.
With stops, with fuel stops, and quick bathroom stops. So you have to time these things correctly, and you have to drink water correctly or liquids
that's the
correctly
key,
because
right.
obviously you don't want to stop every 150 miles because you just eat up time. So I'll be honest, I was cruising probably above the speed limit at times. I'm not going to, incriminate myself and say what I was doing. It was safe. I was being safe about it. I wasn't, weaving in and out of traffic or anything like that. But if you want to make time, you got to put your foot down.
Yeah.
So it's always a challenge between I have to gamify it, right? Otherwise I just get bored out of my mind listening to podcasts and audiobooks and listening to music. I have to make this fun. So I gamified it, and I was like, all right, here's the challenge. Last time it was 17 hours and 20 minutes. Well, this time I'm going to shave off 30 minutes. And that was with 15 minutes of traffic coming through Oklahoma City.
Yeah. I was
So-
going to say, there's a good chunk of yours, though, where it is easy to make up time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
New Mexico is really good for it. Eastern Arizona is really good for it. Some of Oklahoma, and then it's a
beat senseless.
it's a friggin' free for all in Arkansas. I mean, you could just hammer down, and they don't care.
Yeah.
It's great.
But you're right, Oklahoma City, because, you're on 40, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
yeah.
goes
40
right through
pretty-
there.
exactly.
And it's just, they practically have stoplights on the interstate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I plan on 55 miles an hour. That's my planned average. When I look at the mileage, I'm like, okay, 55 miles an hour. How many hours I got?
Right. Well, I mean, I have a little Ford Fiesta ST, so even if you're hammered down in that car, it still gets great mileage. So yeah, I mean, I
what
think
did you average?
with the Rhino Rack roof box that I have on that thing, it's a cargo box. I just put a roof rack on it. That they sent me recently. I was getting around 31, and it dropped me down to around 29 and a half.
Yeah.
So about a mile,
Oh, not bad.
Well,
That's way better than I would have expected. I
Right.
was going to guess 8, losing 8 up there, because that's a lot of wind resistance. I mean, that's a
Well,
good
it's
size
reasonably
box.
streamlined. And the other surprising part of that is, 80, 90 miles an hour. It's quiet up there. Like
Dude,
you
you're
don't
incriminating
get
yourself.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, you meant
65.
in the Rhino Rack.
Cut that.
In the Rhino Rack.
Exactly. It was in Mexico.
In
I
the
did
wind
that.
tunnel.
That was in
Yeah,
Mexico.
Yeah,
Um,
on the track.
But I mean, surprisingly, the wind noise up there is really not bad at all, even
Nice.
at speed. So
Yeah, really, probably, obviously that's a cool little car, but
Yeah.
not a lot of cargo space, so.
no, not at all. I mean, I think I doubled it putting the roof box up
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Literally.
I can call an extra human.
Right, exactly. So I mean, you could fit 5 people in that car, but they have to be small Americans to
Yeah,
make that work.
Small
Yeah,
American.
very, very narrow, small
I ain't gonna lie, for a
Americans.
second I thought you were going to the roof box, and I was like,
Right. It fit at least 2 more people in
That's
that.
a weird metric to run your roof box on.
Right.
So what's exciting happening with Rhino Rack that we should know about? This, I mean,
Oh, geez. So we had a big
speed.
presence at SEMA this year, which was a lot of fun. There's a lot of cool prototype stuff, coming out in probably Q2, Q3 of next year. One of them is a full-size sprinter rack.
Cut. He means 2023. That's when this will air.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay.
Later.
Well, next year, Q2, Q3.
Yeah.
23, correct. Yeah, full-size sprinter rack is coming, which is pretty exciting. Be pretty competitive on the market with a lot of the other things that are out there. There's a lot of like cool bike carrier stuff, some hitch, mounting bike stuff that turns into a table and things like that. A lot of like no drill rack stuff, so you're not drilling into your roof to permanently mount a roof rack. A lot of this stuff can be clamped on and things like that. So a lot of cool innovation coming out of Rhino Rack, and we kind of consider ourselves still kind of the new guy on the street, even though Rhino Rack's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But we're looking to actively kind of change that reputation and really have a larger, market share in the future.
Talking to somebody else in the industry the other day about some Rhino Rack products, and the thing that came from me and from them is that the fit finish on your guys' stuff is just really good.
Totally agree.
And like the hardware is really really high
Really well
quality.
done, yeah.
Like there's some other names where like the rack's cool, but then
The rest of it, you're like,
yeah.
Right. It's meant it's meant to last, and it's meant to be used, and put some weight on it, and
So do you also sell? Do you also deal with Max Tracks on your route? I mean, do you deal with other brands within the holding group?
Correct. So there's Max Tracks US as well. I don't sell Black Diamond. That's separate from what we do.
That makes sense.
But yeah, I mean, there's still a little bit of a gray area there with the Max Track stuff. Being that the original distributor is still involved.
Okay.
So, but yeah, we essentially do sell them, and as of the first of the year, we'll have access to basically every color, of Max Tracks available, including the extremes with the replaceable teeth, and all of the cool recovery gear that Max Tracks has coming out as well, which is recovery ropes, winch line, soft shackles. They even have the what's it called, the ring, the aluminum ring.
Oh yeah,
for the.
A little pulley thing.
The pulley, yeah.
Yeah.
It came
The
from the
donuts
sailing
thing.
world. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got that as well. I mean, a lot of
I
great
have a
gear.
couple of those.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a pretty handy piece to have around,
Yeah.
honestly.
Lightweight doesn't take a lot of room.
Yeah, throw it in the back of the truck really easy and throw it in a box.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, super
Keep
small,
a couple
lightweight,
of
a lot of
those
cool gear. But yeah, so Rhino Rack, Max Tracks, two great brands under one roof now.
Yeah.
So it's exciting to be a part of that. It's nice to be back in the industry that I love too.
Yeah. Not running a water truck around.
Oh God, no. Well, it wasn't a water truck, but I mean, domestic wells are actually really interesting how they work. I'm sure you're probably familiar, being
A little bit.
being you.
Yeah,
I mean, it's interesting how they run those things. I mean, you have generally like a 40-foot kind of crane, so to speak, off the back of the truck, and these are F550s that they run. You stand the back of the truck up, and you've got a winch line that runs down, and you're picking out 20-foot sections of pipe at a time, depending on whether that's PVC or Galvi, and all the way down until 300, 500, 600, 700 feet. Depending on how deep the well is, and then you're pulling out the pump and usually replacing it and dropping it all back in.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting job,
a
filler job in the interim of not working in the industry until, again, the Rhino Rack position opened up. But I did enjoy the work, and I'm not going to lie, I pushed myself kind of hard working outside in an Arizona summer. That was kind of brutal.
Yeah.
But I got a great tan.
Yeah.
I got a great tan.
Well, I mean, honestly, be better than. I mean, you start thinking about pulling well pumps here like that this time of year would suck.
Oh yeah.
Even there would suck like this. I would rather be out in the heat than I would right now pulling well.
Oh, I agree with that.
They're like our current one isn't, but our old one was like, it was in a cement block building with a wood stove in it case so nothing froze, and we pulled that pump before. That's low fun.
How deep do wells go around here?
So the one that we just drilled at the farm, we just drilled 2. I think one of them's 5.
Really?
And the other one is 4. I think we hit decent water before that, but I think they put another 100 foot on it.
I'm just surprised you have to go that deep here.
So it depends. But there are places here where you won't even hit it. I mean, if you head to the south end of the county, especially the southeast end of the county, I know people that have 4 and 5 wells dug. And
that is so expensive.
Didn't catch water.
Wow.
And or they've got they've got 2 or 3 wells paired together, trying to get enough flow to make it work.
Wow, you just never know where those fractures are going to be in the ground, and what
and
it's
here,
going to run.
We've got that karst topography of the limestone, where so water does really weird stuff.
Yep. Yeah, the mountains here, old mountains here, make it do some strange things for sure. Because we have a lot of surface water at the house. I mean, like we have good surface water. It's everywhere. I mean, we have seasonal springs and non-seasonal springs, and I mean, honestly, I could probably get our wells are really good. They're like one's like 20 a minute.
Really?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And then I think the other one's 14 or 15. So of the ones we just put in.
That's moving.
No, it's good water. I mean, there's some up by us that are even better than that. But again, you got to put them in the ground to get them.
Yeah. Right.
And but we have some springs that are like, we have 2 springs on the farm that like.
Do you harness those as well?
No, we don't.
Okay.
I mean, one used to have a spring house on it, and then the other one is just. I mean, you could because it runs year round solid.
Have you tested the quality of the water out of curiosity?
On the springs? No, we haven't.
And here's our tangent. It wasn't camp cooking today. It was well drilling and
water quality. Water quality. Sorry.
Right,
yeah. Okay.
Products.
Yeah.
That's funny. So, changing gears here.
So don't drink wild water. You catch something weird. There we go. We brought it back in.
Oh, we brought it back in.
Yeah. So
or take
recently, I don't think I told you about this, but Four Wheeler Magazine and Motor Trend TV.
Yeah, right. You were on the big.
I was going to ask you about the Jeep, and I was hoping you would get it.
Yeah. So I'll give the audience a little bit of a background on the XJ.
Both of you listening are going to get to hear about the.
I love talking about the XJ. I can talk about that damn thing all day. So I bought that XJ in June or July of 2015. So I've had it 7.5 years now. I bought it bone stock with a bad clutch for $450. It needed just a clean interior and a good waxing. Once I replaced the clutch, it was a driver, and I've since then probably turned every nut and bolt on it.
I'm sure twice.
Probably,
most nuts and bolts.
Just about every bolt or nut that's come off of that thing has gotten 80 Cs. So
there's like 42. You've removed the oil pan at least 5 times.
Oh my god! So
sorry,
in your backyard. So I mean I've kind of started the whole overland history thing. Where I go out to different historic places. Take a cool picture with the Jeep and tell about the
place. Yeah.
Tell about the place, which yeah, I mean it's been a lot of fun, kind of building up the social about that. But back to the Jeep, just to give some kind of specs on the Jeep, it's a '94 Jeep Cherokee XJ, 5-speed transmission. I put a Mercedes turbo diesel in there, an OM617 5-cylinder 3-liter, and I actually started that swap in your backyard and finished it in a buddy's shop, probably a couple miles down the road.
Yep.
And it's a super unique build. It's a full overland build. It's got an onboard hot water shower system that I built into it. It's got a custom sleep platform in the back with a full cooking setup. I've got a Dometic drawer refrigerator in the back.
I was going to say, that's one of my favorite things, is they just don't get a lot of love, but they've got a ton of room. And what's cool is like you can mount the compressor to that like remotely, right? On that model.
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. Because it's attached to the back.
Yeah, that they have.
I think there's a newer one that has the compressors removable.
That might be the 20 quart. I have the 31.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay.
If I got a similar setup, and that's why he went with it, because he didn't have to have a compressor right there. It could be wherever else.
Right. System. The other part of that is you don't have to have the big coffin refrigerator in the back out on a slide, so you can still have a sleep platform. Though. So I literally sleep on top of my refrigerator. On the sleep platform if I want to, which is really nice.
Full fridge and cab here.
Yeah,
his literally is his console.
What do you have? The 75 in there?
No, I have a 35. I pulled the center, the center seat out. It's
the Prospector.
Yeah. Okay. I jerked that little seat out, that little pain in the ass seat.
Sure.
And put a 35 quart fridge there.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I know, it's brilliant. One of the smartest things I've done.
Yeah.
I went back 2 gens to get the 35 that has the lid that opens on both axes, so I can get it from the outside the door, or just like reach behind the seats and get it.
Yeah, that's perfect. So similarly to your console freezer or fridge, mine is also a Dometic
console, a little console,
So to do that, I had to 1, cut the console out, 2, get rid of the hand e-brake that's in the middle of Jeep Cherokees
Right.
between the front seats and do a Jeep Comanche foot pedal conversion.
Oh, nice.
Which was a complete pain in the ass just to get the fridge freezer between the
Right?
front
See, but
seats.
that was important.
Yeah, but
It was important because ergonomics, right? I mean, when you're in a Jeep Cherokee, let's be honest, like, I think when they built those things, people were just smaller back then. You know, because there is roughly no room in those things. They are tiny, tiny things.
I didn't know you had the foot brake though. Man, I love a foot e-brake. There's
Yeah.
just something about that when you know, put that thing down.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting mod and a lot of work to weld that hole shut and, you know, get all that, you know, ergonomically in there. But collectively, I've got, 42 quarts of storage, I guess, which is, you know,
plenty.
really all you need.
Yeah.
Being a fridge freezer, it's nice to actually turn that thing down to 0 degrees, freeze meat in there,
Yeah.
you know, whatever you need to, and, you know, keep a cold beverage.
Yeah.
The door is really usable layout too. Like you're not digging for stuff.
Absolutely.
You know, like nothing's on the bottom.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's a really nice setup. And then, you know, I've got custom suspension under it as well. I had Alkin build me some custom leaf springs and some custom coils for the front.
Something that always stands out to me because I like a good XJ is your headlights.
Right.
Tell
So
listeners about the uniqueness of your headlights.
So from 1986 to 1990, they built what's called the Wagoneer XJ, and that was basically the top of the line
Yeah, I had
XJ.
one.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
I had a Woody, man.
Yeah, and it had the wood paneling on the side. It had the really nice interior, which was generally like a tan or a blue or a dark burgundy red.
This was tan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love a tan interior.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing in the world. Tan with red.
Yeah. It had the Chevy 231 and it couldn't get out of its own way. It was the most painful thing to drive.
Yeah, the
Dana
44,
44, like
V6.
everything. Yeah, I'm sorry, 2.8. Yeah, 231, right? 231 was that?
2.8 liter. That might be smaller to 231.
It might be. I might be thinking of the Buicks.
Yeah,
Buick did it.
but yeah, I mean that thing had roughly like 85 horsepower.
Maybe I don't know. Yeah,
Great
what I know is it had 44s and couldn't go anywhere. You know,
Yeah.
It was a painful drive.
So not only do I have the quad headlight fascia from a Wagoneer XJ on the front of that, I've actually got an XJ Dana 44 rear factory axle in the rear as well, which is a rare option. They only had that option from, I think it was 87 to 91, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
It was a
probably.
factory
That sounds
towing
about right,
option.
yeah.
So they were kind of rare to find. They're still unicorns today. If you can find one, oh my God, hang on to it.
I had a couple of those. Anyway,
Well, they were more abundant 20 years ago.
yeah.
Not
Easy
so much.
now. Easy
Yeah.
now. Wait.
Well, that's when you own that thing, right? But
Oh no, I don't know. I've probably had 15 XJs over the years. I had the last one I sold. I had put a 44 in it out of a 86 or 87.
Yep. Yeah, it's nice.
But they were more abundant then because it was not a particularly expensive piece to find.
They're definitely unicorns now. But I mean, you can still pull one out of a TJ, cut the brackets off, and slap it in an XJ as well because it's still the same width. But
yeah, this one was I trust this one, so I cut everything off.
Yeah. But yeah, it's nice to have that. I mean, the 8 1/4 rear that came in there, I think they came with both 27 and 29 spline axles, but the Dana 44 was actually a 30 spline, so it was the strongest of the factory XJ axles. So it's nice to have that in the rear, and then the front axle is basically fully reinforced but non-trussed. It's got Synergy C gussets.
This is a 30?
Yeah, it's a damn 30.
You just polished that turd for all you're worth. You just
didn't
got out the rag and you buffed her.
I didn't.
And you
I bought it
buffed
like that.
Oh, okay.
I bought the pair of axles for the XJ for $850 out of New Mexico.
Okay, that's a way.
And the front was, and so they've got 456 gears in them. They're not locked yet.
Okay.
I'm probably going to do some Eatons in there.
Yeah.
I just want to push a button and go. I'm tired.
But you only run that on 31s or
31s.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean that 30 will hold a 31 for the most part.
Oh yeah, absolutely no problem.
It looks real classy.
Yeah. So yeah, it's well, it looks like always wanted an XJ that was OE plus looking. Yeah. And that's exactly what it is. Yeah. I didn't want to overbuild it. I didn't want to make it a rock crawler. It's still reasonably efficient on the highway. In fact, with that Mercedes turbo diesel, it gets the best fuel mileage I've gotten on flat land is about 27 miles per gallon.
Nice. Which is approximately what a regular XJ gets when you drop it out in an airplane.
Correct. That is correct.
And idle.
Yeah. Exactly. So I mean, it's an efficient vehicle, and I did a 30-gallon fuel tank from Genrite.
Oh, nice.
And I've got 2 5-gallon Jerry's on the rear, so with 40 gallons on board, that XJ has a range of a little over 1,000 miles.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
which is pretty impressive for an XJ, kind of unheard of.
I can't imagine that. I mean,
passing a gas station.
You just yeah. I mean, I don't even mean passing gas. You gotta have a lot of Gatorade bottles or something.
Oh, exactly.
To keep it going, to stay on the road for that
just
long.
to funnel out the floorboard.
Right. I'm just saying, like,
Is that for when you get mud in it?
Yeah, let's go with that. Well, that's what we're worried about. 1,000 miles of driving.
Yep. But I mean, it's nice to have that much fuel on board if you're out in the backcountry for a week or two or whatever.
You got Rhino Rack
or a
in that
year.
thing yet?
Not yet. I have a JCR rack on there. I've had that for a couple of years. But yeah, we'll probably put some Rhino Rack stuff on there.
Go, man.
Yeah, you're right.
You
We've got to put
represent
Rhino Rack on there. Get it in the booth at
I
Expo.
thought
Right.
HR would like take you out in the parking lot, make you like take that off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely.
Is it HR who does that?
And you were renting shit.
And you were rich.
Yeah, no kidding. But no, we'll definitely get some Rhino Rack on there, and again, potentially put it in the booth at Expo West. It'd be kind of exciting to have
That'd be slick.
that thing set up. So
How exciting is that? Yeah.
So, anyways, getting back to that's kind of the XJ build overall. Fully reinforced front axle, just not truss. Artec, C gussets, Artec upper and lower control arm mounts, Synergy C gussets, and the axle tubes are sleeved.
Right.
On that 30. And the reason I could not truss it is because the Mercedes Turbo Diesel's oil pan, which is a whole nother thing. I've got a $1,200 oil pan on that thing.
At least. Yeah.
Because you remember all that crap
I do,
went through
I do.
just to clear it. So that engine is originally a front sump oil pan. And in order to clear the front axle on an XJ, you have to do a rear sump conversion. Well, I was the very first guinea pig to do a rear sump conversion on that engine. Nobody else in the country had done it. Now they sell off-the-shelf kits. Isn't that nice?
And just to clarify, it's not like it's made out of platinum or anything.
Right.
It was just a very difficult project.
Correct. So it originally comes as a front sump pan, and again, it wouldn't clear my steering, wouldn't clear the track bar, would not clear the front axle. So I had a buddy of mine named Jamie in Alabama, who owns that really cool
The bug video.
the really cool bug.
The bug video,
the bug video that has
Yep.
done like what 2 million views
I
or
don't even
something
know.
ridiculous.
We're
Is
close
it
to
3?
3
We
million
still get
views.
comments
That's
saying
awesome.
bug like once a week.
Yeah, Jamie
Yeah.
Wiseman, nicest guy in the world, great, very gifted mechanic, talented guy.
Yeah. Builder. Yeah.
Yeah, he builds some really cool
Crazy
stuff out of
stuff,
his shop in Alabama. He custom built that pan for me, so I sent him the upper half of the pan. Had to send it back and forth 2 or 3 times, and that was expensive. It's $70, $100 in shipping, whatever that looked like. Hence why we've arrived at $100 for an oil pan. In addition to his labor, so he custom made, basically a rear sump pan, and actually took my oil pump off of the diesel and modified that to have a pickup tube in the rear.
Yeah.
So it ran down, right under the crank, and built that system for me. And I have probably put, I want to say 25,000 miles on that motor.
Yeah.
Since it's been in the Jeep, and it runs perfect. Oil pressure's perfect.
Yeah.
Everything runs great. So he did a great job on that. It clears the front axle. I've got it bump stopped correctly, which is really nice. So yeah, now again they sell off the shelf kits for that rear
labor
system. Right. And of course I posted all those pics online. I'm like, here you go guys, build your own, and somebody's definitely building them now.
Yeah. So tell us about the trip. You had the giant that was exciting to follow.
So circling back to the Overland Adventure thing that Four Wheeler Magazine and Motor Trend puts on, they do that every year, and I think they've done it in a couple of different places. I think one year was in Arizona. This year was in the Death Valley area of California. And I applied for that back in, I think it was like August or September. And they choose probably 15 to 20.
21. So wow, yeah, that's the process, right? So in August of September of 21.
No, of this year.
Oh, okay.
Of this year.
So it was a very quick turn.
Yeah, so I mean, I think a month and a half later, I heard that I got chosen to be in there, and they only choose about 15 to 20 super unique vehicles that are kind of spread out through the range of vehicles. So you get, some Ford F-250s. I think the most interesting one we got was the Isuzu Via Cross.
Oh yeah.
Which was like one of the first vehicles, I think, with monotube or dual reservoir shocks or something like that.
Yeah, it was way ahead of its time, design-wise,
yeah.
and a lot of things.
There was something unique about the shocks, if I remember correctly, hearing some of the specs on it. Then we had a forward control Jeep on there.
Oh, wow.
There were, of course, JKs, JLUs. What else was on the trip? What else?
Was there a Bronco?
There was a Bronco. There was a Bronco.
Sure.
There was a Colorado ZR2. We had what's the Nissan Titan van? The NV, I think it's called.
Oh, yeah.
One of those was lifted on the trip, which was interesting.
Is that an all-wheel drive vehicle?
Yeah. Yeah, it's the van. It's basically a Nissan Titan, but a van instead of the pickup. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just couldn't remember that being an all-wheel drive ride.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking that was a front-wheel drive, like the
Yeah.
Dodge Postmasters.
Well,
or
it was
something.
like slightly lifted on like 32s,
Yeah,
but it
yeah,
did
yeah.
just fine.
I've seen some that were lifted. I just didn't realize they
Yeah.
did an all-wheel drive version or four-wheel drive version.
Because man, they've got a nose. They've really got a nose.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that bad, but I mean,
Yeah,
they got through.
maybe seeing it lifted and stuff.
Yeah, they got through just about everything. I think that was, I forget the name of the company that had that van, but yeah, I mean, some super unique vehicles, maybe 15 to 20 of us, and then there were like 5 media vehicles, chasing us, doing all the camera work,
Filming.
roller shots,
Yeah.
drone was in the air, I mean, they had a whole media team going on that. And it was basically something that Sean Holman of Four Wheeler Magazine put together. It's about 300 miles of off-road trails over about 5 days.
Nice.
And you're camping the whole way. You are living out of your vehicle. You're, kind of truly out there overlanding.
Yeah.
You're not more than about 50 miles from a gas station at any given point.
Yeah.
So you can, stop and, fuel up, and then we can get right back out there. But I mean, it was a fantastic trip. A lot of cool off-road trails throughout the Sonoran Desert. We did a lot of kind of historic places. We went to General Patton's Desert Training Center, which was out in the middle of the desert, as well, where they had like over 1 million soldiers for like World War, 1 and 2, I believe it was, or maybe.
I mean, Patton would have went across Africa at that point, so he would have had the tank brigades and all that fun stuff.
Right. But I mean,
probably the best place in the U.S. to like
get ready for Africa,
to recreate that part of Africa.
Yeah,
right. Absolutely. So we visited the Desert Training Center out there. We visited the Patton Museum, which is out there in California as well. But yeah, it was a great time. My dad flew out from Virginia to go with me for the 5 days. So we literally lived out of the XJ for 5 days. And,
2 of you.
Right. Yeah, so there was a little bit of headbutting there because you're at close quarters. Being in a small vehicle like that. But I mean, I've got a ARB awning room on there. So, we had air mattresses and, had the onboard shower system so you can stay clean, and then plenty of food. And it was a great.
So you use the shower room. That's what you camped in.
So you have the awning room, and then of course I've got a little CVT shower room. Down the side of the Jeep.
But the awning room's what you guys stayed in,
right? So
you go full length awning, right? So,
it's 6x8 basically. So I mean, you can sleep 2 people in there easily.
Yeah.
It's fully enclosed. Even as a floor. So if bugs are an issue, you have a little relief. You can cook in it if you need to. If it's raining or something like that. So.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, it was a great trip, a lot of fun, and covered a lot of mileage. And I had really just gotten a lot of the issues with the Jeep ironed out before that trip. So I did a shakedown run trying to break the Jeep, a couple weeks before that, just trying to break it. I'm like, let something break now. So I went and just beat on it all over Arizona for a couple of weekends, and then took it on that trip and just sent it. I mean, and it did absolutely fantastic.
So it's a show, right? And does it air? It has air.
So they did a 3-part series. I think
I don't have real
video
TV, so
series.
I don't know.
Well, it's on YouTube. There's a 3-part series.
So I can watch YouTube.
Yes. I think they did 3 like 10 or 12-minute videos. Kind of on the entire trip, and then of course if you look at Four Wheeler's Instagram and
that's where I was.
Ton of pictures on there, a ton of like video clips, and and they kind of spread those out over time. So you'll see like 1 week where they'll do the, what was the one where they did the rock crawling one? It's not the Overland Adventure, the Ultimate Adventure.
Ultimate Adventure, because they did that like up at Teleco and stuff.
Right, you saw the green van bouncing off of rocks and getting
I remember those. Those were great.
A buddy of mine, Bobby Summers, took his red 4Runner on that, and it just looked like an absolute blast. They beat the hell out of those trucks. I mean, they were trying to break everything, and some people did break some stuff. So that'll air on their Instagram as well. So you'll see clips of that and clips of the Overland Adventure as well. But honestly, it was a fantastic time. I'd do it again.
Yeah. Okay. So you can go to YouTube and you can see.
Yeah. So you can
Adam, the YouTube star, and the Red XJ is his co-partner, co-star.
Yeah.
And his dad.
Yep. Dad was on the trip too.
I will make it a point to do that.
Yeah, it's actually on the Motor Trend website as well. I think if you type in fourwheelermag.com or something like that, it'll link you to the Motor Trend website, and it's all on there if you just look up.
Okay, and it was in like magazines and all that fun stuff.
So here's the interesting thing. I don't know if everybody knows about this yet, but Four Wheeler Magazine has been around for like 60 or 70 years, right? Well, that ends in February of 23.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's going away. I am hoping and praying my XJ makes it in there by February. Hoping and
The
praying.
last, please give me.
Right,
please
exactly.
give
Just
me.
one last. Because, I mean, honestly,
I'm going to buy all of them, he says.
For a four-wheel drive lover, being in four-wheeler
Oh,
magazine
gosh,
is
yeah,
like
as a kid,
rock star being in Rolling Stone.
Right,
It's
right.
the same damn thing. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, this is the greatest honor. So it was like truly an honor to get picked to go on that trip, that somebody noticed how unique the XJ is built.
Yeah.
And I've worked hard
Yeah,
as hell on that thing.
Yeah.
My God, it's been a labor of love, and I still love the damn thing, even though it just spends a lot of money. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun, and again, I'd do that trip again in a heartbeat.
Nice.
So unfortunately, the four-wheeler magazine thing is going away. So hopefully, I make it in there before the very end.
Yeah, we hope so. We'll
the
buy an
final
extra
issue
one just
cover
in case.
shot.
Oh my God, if I made the cover, I'd be doing laps right now.
It says I'd be jumping up and down.
Right.
There'd be dancing. Note to
Right.
Four-Wheeler Magazine.
Yeah.
We want to see Adam dance.
No kidding. Yeah. So.
Well, thanks for stopping.
We'll
by
even
the
video
shop.
it, just so you know.
Yeah.
If
We will
if you're listening, we will absolutely video.
Oh, I'll do a
Adam.
dance. I'll jump up on this table right now.
I know. Yeah, not this table.
Well, maybe not this one.
No, not this table. But we'll find you a table to dance on. We got a big cutting table. You can.
Yeah,
You have
that's
lots of
perfect.
room.
That's perfect.
You break dance? I
Oh,
bet
yeah.
you could.
No, I
You're
can.
from
I'll spin
Virginia
around my
Beach.
head.
Oh, dude,
I'm from Virginia Beach.
You can do that shit. They do that over
Yeah,
there.
that's true.
They did that over there in the 80s.
Definitely.
90s, maybe.
Twist an ankle,
90s.
but getting a little older.
Well, hey, thanks for stopping in.
Absolutely.
On your cross country trip.
Well, it's great to be here.
Looking forward to seeing what kind of time you make when you head back after the holiday.
That's probably going to be a little more cruising.
Yeah, well, and check out all the new Rhino Rack stuff you guys have coming. That's
absolutely.
exciting.
Yeah.
We're excited to hear about that.
Yeah, the website has a great kind of feature on there, Fit My Vehicle. So
Yeah.
type in your make and model, and there are so many fitments, anything from Toyota Corolla to a VW Tiguan. I mean, you name it, we can probably fit
a
it.
Tiguan and a Crayola.
Yeah, a Crayola.
Tiguan.
right.
So, I'm not even sure.
About mini trucks. So
Don't search either one of those two
Well,
things. I'm
the
not sure
Maverick
what
would be
you
a
get.
good one to fit.
No. Mini trucks. Like trucks. We were talking
Oh,
about-
I see. Like
Oh.
hydraulics?
Huh?
Like the bed does the whole thing?
Yeah,
Or
like
that-
a Subaru Sandbar, or like the Suzuki has the best name. It's like they just call it like the carry-all. And it's like an asterisk because it's like unless it's bigger than a bread box. You can carry anything as long as it's not big.
Well, it's bigger than one bag of dog food.
Right. That's funny.
we have had a kind of a taste for those recently.
Our buddy Taylor at Best MEDC just got one, and we're like, oh man, maybe we need one.
Yeah.
I don't know what we do with it, but it looks cool. I mean, like
Figure it out.
I mean that there was a van I was looking at, and monkey bars on it and everything. I mean, it was like
Really?
yeah, I don't know where'd you go, but for sure you could flop it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
And then get out and like,
kidding.
Stand it back up.
yeah.
Just get that little portable worn winch and just right
yeah.
back up.
Yeah.
Keep on
Little one that
going.
looks like a chainsaw.
Right. Yep. That's the one.
Hook it to your steel and pull it back up. It's
Yep.
gonna be great. Cut trees,
Yep.
winch your truck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were probably coming in on time, CT. Guess. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for stopping in.
Absolutely.
Always great to catch up. We'll see you at events this year. We're going to
sure.
be at More.
More? Are you going to More?
The More Expo.
Maybe in More. That'll be close.
If I'm not there personally, we'll probably have a presence there.
Well, we want to see you. We don't
And-
really want to
and-
see the other person.
Right.
We're looking
And
for-
More, if I remember correctly, is Aaron Matkowski's thing. Is that
No, Chris something.
Chris?
I have to look it up. I
Okay.
think that's right.
Okay.
More Expo in
Yeah.
Springfield,
That's right. Yeah.
Missouri.
Big fairground there.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. No, I'd love to go, but if I'm not there, then we'll probably have a presence
Just
there.
call
I'm pretty
me
sure
to
we'll be there.
Texas and then hang a left. We'll
Yeah,
be there.
no, that's true. Just hop in the company vehicle and send it.
Roll it over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not that far.
No, that's probably.
Who else is? What other regions? Who else is working for Rhino Rack?
So Blake Harlow. as
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
right. Love Blake.
Of
Yeah.
Dometic fame, we love Blake. He's,
Yeah, everybody
he's just
loves
a
Blake.
fantastic person.
Great human being.
Everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't not
everybody
love
does.
Blake. Yeah.
He is the southeast regional sales manager for
Okay,
Rhino Rack.
so he's your counterpart
So
in
correct.
our
So,
our part of the.
So basically, him and I have the entire southern area of the
Okay.
U.S., which
so
is
he
pretty
goes.
exciting.
I was going to ask if he meets up with you in Texas or if there was somebody in the middle.
Yeah, so we do have somebody that's actually, I believe, in Springfield.
Okay.
Another sales rep there that covers a couple states there. So Blake is mainly like, Virginia, I think maybe West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Alabama,
Nice.
Yeah, all the
cluster.
Right. all the states down.
Well,
here.
his country accent,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
just perfect. He
No,
just
I mean-
charms the pants off of everybody
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and,
Yeah, yeah.
and does a
Blake's-
great job. So
Blake is a good dude.
yeah, everybody loves Blake. So yeah, I mean, it's great to work with him, and he's kind of the guy that suggested me for the job. So
Oh, good.
yeah. So
Good.
yeah, no, it's great to work with him. Back in the industry I love.
Yeah. No more drilling wells. Or
Yeah,
or
no
pulling
kidding.
wells.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
No more maintenancing.
No,
Maintenancing
that's
homes.
definitely not where I belonged in. It's, like I said, an interesting filler job in the interim of being out of the industry for a little while. Yeah, trucks were involved, cool
and
equipment.
cool stuff. Right.
Yeah, I got to run some cool equipment, so that was interesting.
Did it make you want to build a 550 Overlander?
That's a little heavy.
I have
a little heavy.
Man, I have a friend who's got a 450 or a 550. His service truck. They have a big excavating company,
Mm-hmm.
and and it is flipping nice. I mean, it's like a year or two old. They bought it wrecked, redid it, and it is like it rides really well. It's beautiful.
A great motor too.
It's a banger. I mean, it's a nice ride. I was like, holy crap, this thing is like no joke. It looks good. I was like, damn, I kind of want a service body truck. I don't know what I do with it, but
I mean, those things will just.
But when you pull up like a 550 even next to your Prospector, it's like, wow, that's a big old truck.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
like the Loki campers, been at some of the expos, and I think they've got a 550, and it's like you get tired walking to the back.
You start walking to the back. Yeah, I don't. Service bodies kind of piqued my curiosity, but flatbed's where I'm going.
It'd be cool to put a service body on the Prospector.
I know. Well, it's a flatbed. I'm gonna go with flatbed.
Flatbed. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna flatbed it.
I think flatbed and 4-wheel camper or something like that.
Yeah.
Sweet. Flatbed would be sweet.
I think that's
You're gonna work with 4-wheel drive on something like that. I'm pretty sure they sell those Camp X campers, which are really nice.
Yeah, the Mitts. Is it the Mitts bed?
Yeah, Mitts always the really nice flatbeds. Yeah.
Well, looked at that. I don't know if that's my jam, but
well, there's a ton of options.
There is. I mean, my problem is it'll probably be way more of a working flatbed than it will be sporty.
But it's nice to throw a camper on there and go.
Right? Yeah. No, that's. I mean,
back up. Into it. Drop that thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking more aluminum with a fairly large headache rack and a bunch of tie downs, and because that's really what it gets used for. Most of its life is
that kind of thing's real handy. We went on a mission, CT and I did, to grab some desk for the marketing office.
Here, I thought you were like you're going to Honduras for something.
No, and we took their other ramp with a flatbed. It was like, these 4 massive stand up desks.
Oh yeah, no, a flatbed is so nice because you can bang it off of shit and you don't care.
Yeah,
you can bang shit in it, like as you pitch it over the edge and never care.
You still have the old blue ram?
Oh yeah, man.
Oh yeah, the truck.
That truck's gonna die on my place. It's gonna rot into the ground on my place. I'm not selling that ever.
It's a good truck.
Hell yeah, I've had that for 15.
Didn't they do some work on that truck at one point, like a radiator change or something?
Maybe, yeah probably.
Change the radiator in that.
I mean, there's like I put brakes on it, some new wheel bearings. Maybe you did a wheel bearing too. Did you? I think somebody did, or maybe Dwayne did a front bearing on it. I know I did one of them in Middle West Virginia, and then I think Dwayne did the other one.
You were towing a big trailer when that happened too.
Yeah. No, I was I was hauling a trailer and it went out going down the road and like literally me and some farmer changed it in the driveway. Some other farmer, I guess, maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
Your people.
Yeah, it worked out well. I mean, they have big hammer, and I mean, that's kind of my gig. Yep. Not very technical, but a lot of whooping. And I had a Dave actually got on his motorcycle and drove me the bearing because the only one we could find was in Roanoke. It was on like a Saturday afternoon. The only one we could find was in Roanoke. So he went from Bedford to Roanoke, picked up this bearing, and then drove it like 2.5 hours to West Virginia to me.
That's a good friend.
No shit. That is a solid dude right there.
Yep.
On his 250 Honda, man.
Good old Dave.
Yeah. Dave is awesome.
He's a character.
Dave,
there is only one Dave.
Dave is the best. Yes, there's no doubt.
There is one Dave.
We'll have a Dave getting down here on a podcast day.
Yeah.
He's a voiceover artist.
Is he still?
Oh yeah.
Is he still?
He does all kinds of stuff. He does some books. Yeah. Married.
He is one. Yeah, I heard about that. He's one of the most interesting people I think we all know.
I'm trying to think. He's in some MSO videos from back in the days. Was he ever in any Blue Ridge stuff?
Probably. Yeah. He was in some MSO videos, early MSO videos on a couple of them, and some of the paddling ones, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dave has been there, done that about everything.
Yep.
And now is like married and super nice wife, and she bakes all kinds of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I text him every now and again to catch up with him.
Yeah, she sends us food.
She sent us a care package the other day. We were discussing I don't know how Dave doesn't weigh 300 pounds.
No, right?
Like
Jeez.
everything Christy makes
It's
is
like spectacular.
Yeah.
It's like, and it's like she ships stuff. So if it's Christie's pies or something,
Yeah.
and it's like the food is great, pie is really good, and she ships it all over the country.
and not just
So-
like
Yeah.
pies and stuff. That she sent us some like mozzarella and pepperoni rolls.
Oh my God.
That
spectacular!
were-
Like we just need to buy those by the case. Like I need a weekly shipment.
Yeah.
No, that would be perfect. 'Cause-
Subscription service.
right. Well, she does that with pies.
Oh yeah.
You can do like a pie of the month or something, and she ships you a pie every month.
Of the week.
Speaking
Right? Yeah, me too. Right? That would be me. Like,
of food, isn't it lunchtime?
yeah,
Yeah.
it is, and it's the last. This is maybe one of my saddest weeks for eating.
Yes.
We are
I
gonna
hear the sad music.
Yeah, because this is really. I mean, like those of you who've come to Bedford and visited us at all ever have probably been to Azul's, and they're closing the 24th.
Azul's has just fantastic burritos.
I
and
had.
burrito
It's over.
bowls.
This is it. I'm gonna have to like freeze them. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. Like this is. I ate there every day for you and I ate there every day for like a year.
I still remember what you get on your burrito.
I know, right?
I
mean,
haven't
like
lived here in what 2.5 years.
right, right. I
Yeah.
could there was a time I could totally go in and people would order the mat.
Yeah, it's just
It's
a
true.
pop
That's true.
in an old service station, and the ingredients are always top notch. The service is top notch.
That was sad.
It's closing because the owners own another restaurant.
Well, yeah, I don't even know why, but it's sad. I teared up a little when I
Yeah.
saw it.
And they're
it's-
always busy.
yeah. They just announced on Facebook, and bam, it's so if
They
you,
only gave us,
Zool,
like,
you got
10
like a
days.
couple days, and if you're watching this, you missed it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm really
Yelling into
bummed out
the
about
abyss
this.
at the but yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm definitely gonna join y'all.
Let's go cheers
Very
burritos and
Like,
Yeah. Right.
Cheers.
Come out for the final burrito.
Yeah, Adam's come back for the final burrito.
Exactly.
You should just like run in and be like, I made it.
I came clear from Arizona for my last burrito.
Exactly.
We're gonna get, the bugler who's gonna play Reveille as we eat
Yeah,
the final burrito.
Right.
Play taps this weekend.
Yeah, we went here in March
Right,
and we
sorry.
talked about
I guess it's
Beaver.
Reveille
Sorry,
morning.
like, Zool's closed.
We
Why
gotta-
would we even stay?
Jeez.
Okay, all right. We should probably go eat.
Yep.
On that note, we're gonna go have
Thanks,
one of the
everybody.
last burritos at Azul's. We're sorry you missed
Yep.
it.
If you want to take care, it was great talking to you.